Exactly.
They come in, they ain't 20 of them in one car, look at them. Nah, they own the block, like Jay-Z said, they be the block. But I'm gonna take a quote from this. It's too much Jay-Z's and we need to get with JC.
What do you mean?
Too many Jay-Z's and we need to get with JC.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
All right? We are getting to see God is using us as a vehicle to be warriors and represent. Who you think is representing God? If I'm doing evil, I'm showing other people there's no God. If I'm walking the light and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, then I'm a great representation, because somebody's gonna go, something about that brother. Yo, it's this, you know.
I got a question to that, right? And this question, it kind of pertains to me, right? Being honest with myself. But a lot of times my beloved brothers speak and then it just lights a light bulb in my mind to bring forth a question. Now the brother just said, things in our everyday life, we're supposed to live, right? So as to be an example to the Lord by way of how we carry ourselves. Now, that's a great question. That's a great statement, and it's indeed true. However, I will be the first to admit, right? And I say this with regret and remorse. Sometimes I yearn, right, and long to actually be a reputation of the Lord, living that perfect life so as to be a shining example to my other brothers, right? And sometimes it's frustrating because a lot of times things is predicated around economics, the economics of everyday life, living righteous, having a righteous job, doing the things and earning the money that it takes in order to live a humble and righteous lifestyle. But when the money ain't flowing righteously like you want it to, then a person gets caught up in the temptations of life. And with the temptations of life, you kind of like bring shame to the Lord, because I'm a perfect example of someone who wants to live righteous, but the temptations of life got me seeming like I'm weak and I'm giving in to the temptations, and it's very frustrating.
Let me explain something.
I'll be the first to admit it.
Let me explain something to you, brother. I see where you're coming from. I know you're coming from your heart, and you feel that. I've been where you've been. Right. Okay? Let me explain something to you about this, okay? Give you an understanding of the Lord. Okay? When you ask the Lord for something, you always ask in abundance. You never ask, oh, I just need $1 to buy a loaf of bread. Okay? You never say you need $1 to buy you a loaf of bread, my brother. You say to him, Lord, please bless my financial situation in abundance so that I may help others and myself. You understand what I'm saying? Or can you hear me? Let this sink into you. You start living your life right and ask God for what you want, but always ask in abundance. And you ask God in abundance and he'll give you everything you need to survive whatever you're going through. I guarantee you that. And if he doesn't, you come to me and I'll give it to you.
Let me tell you something.
I appreciate what you're saying.
Let me tell you something.
That's how much I believe in.
That's an ongoing problem that I find, a dilemma that I find myself.
You know what?
I'm not doing a good job at it.
You're not praying right.
Listen.
Pray for what you need. And always pray in abundance of what your needs are. If you pray for something small, when he give it to you, it's going to be small. But if you pray in abundance, when he give it to you, it's going to be more than you need. And you'll be able to help someone.
Let me ask you a question, or everybody. How about, the things you're saying about why people, do things they do? The brother gave his, his story. How about the answer? The first thing is what we consume. Our health.
Okay.
How we feel inside. How about that that's the first answer. What are we eating? What are we consuming? What are we drinking? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you like this.
God gave Adam herbs to eat.
Right.
Plant life to eat. Are we eating herbs? Are we eating plants? How do we feel inside? Maybe we feel nasty inside.
Well, I will say, it's fun. That's a good point. I will say this. Personally, I feel that things that you put in your body from a food standpoint actually has an effect on your mentality.
Your mood.
I mean, that's just my personal belief, because do you think he put in the Bible, right? And this is in Deuteronomy and Leviticus. We shall not eat of the swine. Matter of fact, we shall not even touch the swine. So a person who knows this, right, and just eats swine in spite of those very same words, that's saying that one, he's mindful, but he chooses to eat it anyway, and so whatever happens, happens. And then you got the individual who is not mindful of what was spoken in Leviticus and Deuteronomy, and they eat swine unwittingly. They just eat it because they just feel this is a food that they survived off many years, and so they're going to continue to eat it.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this though. Is what you're saying? Because okay, so but the Christian church, they got a thing where they say, well, the laws that God gave as far as dietary eating,
right?
We live by grace. We don't need that no more. We can eat whatever we want to do as long as we pray over it.
And see, I don't mind
that's the problem.
This is
because
an example of distortion.
Right.
Abusing distortion. Abusing plain word semantics and distorting the truth.
Right.
And so, and he didn't say nothing about no popular.
But another thing is, not only pork is in the Bible, don't eat. Do you know that shrimp, crab, and lobster also not supposed to eat? Right.
I'm allergic to it, but even in spite of being allergic to it, I wasn't eating it anyway. But that goes back to a person who shall we say, knows truth and just doesn't, and just disregards truth, even though he knows truth. The Lord might deal with him different than a person who eats it or drinks, and drinks certain substances. The Lord may deal with them differently because they may not know truth, and then they just drank and ate it unwillingly, not knowing that there's doctrine that teaches you how to go about eating it. And so the Lord may deal with, I'll be one to say that I believe the Lord may deal with individuals on an individual basis on how you go about eating, depending on what you know about it.
Okay, so as far as like your personal battle, we all got our battles, our obstacles.
Right.
Do you think that observing and observing the laws of the Bible will put you on the right path and will give you the right answers? Like if you Father said the rest on a certain day. Right. You know, he gave rest days.
Right.
Rest here, rest there.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Eat this, don't touch that.
Yes, sir.
So as far as like your obstacles or whatever, do you think it could be, you could solve it if you
I
do
believe
things
that
in the
my
Bible?
situation could be improved greatly if I would just stop, think, meditate, which I haven't done in a long time, to be quite frank with myself. Stop, think, meditate, and then upon meditation, think about the things that you could improve in your life and the things that you should just fight like you doing battle. I believe that.
You know what the problem is? Like it was just a big Bible holiday that just passed, Passover. But most of our people think that that's a Jewish holiday.
Right. Not knowing that we are the Jews.
Right.
And that's so sad.
And even besides that, why can't it be universal for everyone? Why it got to be only for Caucasian Jews?
Because I think the Caucasian Jews want it like that. They want us to be in a state of disarray, not knowing who we are, the things that we're supposed to do, and they feel that if the masses of us don't adhere to that doctrine, then it's like we lost, and they just want that all for them.
Right.
That's just what I believe.
We call them converts.
Okay.
They are taking the characteristics of the Bible who pertain to us, and they're just taking and putting on our code and our garments, and they're taking the credit for it.
You call them Khazars. They're really Khazars from East Europeans.
Right.
They're known as the Khazars. But right, they've taken our doctrine and use that our doctrine better than we supposed to use it.
Right,
and guess what? Guess what? I'll have you know that the Lord done that intentionally to get us jealous.
Exactly.
So that and when we get jealous, we will wanna be who we really are.
That's
and so you can't complain with the imposter that's doing it, and the imposter that's doing it better than us. The Lord did that to motivate you to get back to who you really are, and don't worry about the European imposter. Do what you're supposed to do.
There you go.